Hi, I'm Mark. This is Mark's Tech Vlogs on YouTube, and I have just received the new Switchbot Lock Pro. Now this actually doesn't get released until the end of this month, so April 24, but Switchbot have kindly sent me one in advance in order to review for you guys. Now in this video, I'm going to talk you through installing it, and I'm going to install it on my back door, and we're also going to set up the optional keypad accessory as well. I'm also going to give you a look at it, and we'll look at the design and see what I think of it as initial impressions. Now a full review for this product will be on this channel at the end of the month, so make sure you subscribe to see that first. Now there is going to be a bit of time between me making this video and making a review video because I obviously want to put it through its paces and review it properly. It's also worth noting that this lock is Matter compatible, which means you can use it with your Apple Home app and your Apple Watch and things like that, alongside the Switchbot app and a load of other ways of opening it. If you can use it with Matter compatibility or you want it out of home use, you are going to need a Switchbot hub. And Switchbot have sent me their brand new Switchbot Hub Mini with Matter support. This is the upgraded version of the previous Hub Mini. I'm going to make a review of it as well, but it's worth noting this is much cheaper than picking up the Hub 2. And this of course allows you to get your Switchbot Matter enabled devices into your Apple Home app. So let's take a look at this lock and then let's get it installed. Okay, firstly let's take a look at the keypad. Now I believe this is the keypad that they have previously sold, so there's nothing new about this, but it does of course have a fingerprint sensor on it. It's got these buttons, and then this little card logo here means that it can also use NFC to open it, so you can use kind of swap cards and NFC tags and things like that. It's very light, it's because it hasn't got batteries in it, and of course it's got a mounting plate on the back which you can use just to remove the actual thing from the wall. So if you imagine that's on your wall, obviously this comes off easily for you to replace batteries. And then you can either screw this onto your wall or you can stick it on. So that's a really nice touch. But let's look at the Lock Pro itself. So here we have the Lock Pro. Now I didn't actually review the first generation of Switchbot Lock because it wasn't compatible with my door. This one is. So initial thoughts, this is actually quite heavy. But it does have a really nice design, not dissimilar from the Nuki, which you've probably seen on this channel before. So this is the top of the device up here with the kind of twist wheel, which you can use to manually unlock, and this new button which you can use and set some actions to as well. You've also got this here, which is a magnetic battery cover, so that comes off really easily, and then you've got the batteries in here which we can just remove like that. And you can see it takes 4 AA batteries that go around in this mount like that, so it's nice and easy to take in and out. We're going to pop them back in and just pop those mounts back on, and you can see the status light as well. And then of course the magnetic catch goes on top, and of course the great thing about this lock is that this goes on the inside of your door, so it's not obvious from the outside that you have a smart lock. If we twist it around, you can see you've got these screw holes here, which is where it fits to the mounting plate. And then on the back here, you've got obviously where either your key or your thumb turn or whatever it is that you've got goes. So we're going to get this installed in a second. Let me just show you some of the other accessories you get. So of course you get a little instruction manual. You get 2 mounting plates. So you get mounting plate A and mounting plate B. This is all very similar to the Nuki, and of course which one of these you use will depend on how far away your actual lock protrudes from your door. So obviously mounting plate B here has got a sticky pad on the back. Mounting plate A doesn't, so you don't need that. You also get a spare sticky pad, which is great. You also get this, which you might need just to kind of temporarily hold your lock onto your door whilst the sticky pad settles in. And then you get a load of these as well, which are kind of thumb turn adapters. There really is kind of everything you're going to need in this box, and Switchbot have really thought this through. And of course you also get the Allen keys to tighten that, and you get the screws and all sorts. So let's get this set up. Okay, so first up, this is my back door where I'm going to install the Switchbot lock, and what you need is you need a cylinder that can be opened from the outside with a key whilst a key is on the inside, or you need a thumb turn one like this. So this is just a normal Yale one. I'll put a link below if you want to pick one up, because these are about £17, whereas the ones that you have a key on both the inside and outside are a bit more expensive. And first thing we're going to do is remove this thumb turn. If we look at the side here, we can see there's a small hole, and the Allen key that comes with the Switchbot Lock Pro can be used to remove this thumb turn. So just twist that all the way until this thumb turn comes off like that. And if you can see it, we also got this small screw that's on the end here. We are going to need that in a minute to put on the new thumb turn adapter that came with the Switchbot lock. Okay, so if like me, you've got a thumb turn adapter, you are going to need one of the different adapters that came with the Switchbot lock, and that's going to depend on your lock manufacturer. So you can see you've got locks by EVVA and CES, loads up here. Mine is a Yale, so we are down here at number 7. So we need adapter number 7, and there's loads of these in here. So I'm just going to find number 7 by chance. That's the one I picked up. So that's the adapter I'm going to need. Now I have previously had a Nuki lock on this door, which I've obviously took off for testing this video and showing you guys. So this is the Nuki adapter. Again, this is also a 7. I feel like Switchbot may have copied them, but obviously the Switchbot one is slightly longer. So we're going to put the Switchbot one on in a second, and again there's the Allen key hole, so that key we just removed will go back on. So let's do that. So you can see the hole is now down here, so I'm just going to pop that on and line it up like that, and then I'm going to put this screw back in. Okay, now that is now on tight because I cannot pull that off. It could actually do with tightening a little bit more, so I'm going to twist it a bit more. It's worth noting that compared to the Nuki one, it's actually a lot stiffer to turn this in here than the Nuki. So that's not going anywhere now, so that's fine because I know that's going to be able to twist and open. You can obviously tighten that as much or as little as you like. Just make sure that this cannot come off. So the next step is to pick which of these two adapters you need. Now, according to the instructions, if your lock protrudes by more or equal to 3mm, you're going to need mounting bracket A, which is this one. Otherwise, you're going to need mounting bracket B, which is this one. Now, if we look at my lock here, we can see that it barely protrudes at all. So that's definitely not 3mm. So I am going to need mounting block B. And the difference really is that this one sticks on. So very similar to mounting block B from the Nuki, which is this one here, which also stuck on. So this one is going to stick onto my lock, and that's basically because on A you've got these 3 Allen key holes that come through, and the idea is that if yours protrudes enough, it will basically grip on to the lock. Now, because mine doesn't protrude enough, I need to stick this onto my handle. So I'm going to take this back off and stick it on. Now, because I'm installing bracket B, I have to do a couple of extra steps here. So firstly, I have to use the included wet wipe to make sure all of this is nice and clean. And then secondly, there's a primer which we're going to add as well. That comes in a packet like this, and that just helps make sure your sticky pad is ready to go on. So I'm going to do all that and then we'll get it stuck on. Okay, now I've cleaned my handle. I need to remove this and then add this primer to it before putting this on and holding it on for 2 minutes. So I'm not going to show you adding all of this to it. I'm just going to show you shoving this on. Okay, just want to double check that still turns, which it does, and Switchbot recommend holding this on for 2 minutes. So I'm going to do that, but obviously I'm not going to show you me holding this on for 2 minutes because that is not exciting video. Okay, now I've actually left this about half an hour and I can feel that it's pretty well stuck on. So what we're going to do next is we're going to put the lock on itself, and this is really easy because you literally have the back of the lock here and you can see where it goes, and we just plonk it over the top and it'll just click in. Okay, that means the final thing to do is put screws in. So there's 2 screw holes here and there's 2 the same on the other side, and you just use the included screws and the Allen key. So we're going to do that now. Okay, so now the lock's installed, there is just one more thing to do, and that is to, if you want to, add this. Now this is a magnetic sensor that will basically detect when the door is left open. Now this should go level with the top of your lock on the inside, and between 20 and 40 millimeters away from it. Now there's also something to note, so you've got little lines on 2 sides of it. The lines must be the ones facing the actual lock. Now my door actually protrudes quite a bit by the handle, so I'm going to experiment and pop it kind of on this bit of wood here, and I know that is too far, but we'll see if that works anyway. But if not, I'm going to have to come up with some kind of like way of spacing that out. You obviously don't have to use this. This is just for getting notifications if you've left the door open. But I wanted to show you that this does go on roughly kind of 20 to 40 millimeters from this level with the top. So like I said, that's further than it should be, but we're going to try it there and see what happens. So the final step is to open the Switchbot app and get it all set up. But the final thing to note is that if you've used this mounting plate that I have with the sticky pad, Switchbot also provide this, which is basically some securing tape. So the idea is that while this kind of sticky pad settles on, you'd have that around there and to the outside of your door just to hold it in place, especially if you're going to be using this a lot initially. Now I'm not actually going to put that on. I'm going to try it without initially because they do give me that second sticky pad. And also the Nuki one also uses the 3M pads and doesn't require it, so I'm going to risk it and see what happens. But of course you might want to actually put that on. That's up to you. The instructions for doing that are in the manual. It's pretty simple, but you do just have a bit of tape around your door for kind of the first 48 hours. So let's open Switchbot app and get it all set up. So first hit the plus in the top right and choose add device, and your lock will probably appear in the top section. You might need to remove the batteries, take them out and put them in again just to get it to wake up if, like me, you took the tab out a while ago. And then it'll look for and connect to your device. There's probably going to be a firmware update, so you want to run that as well, and this might take a few minutes. Once that's done, you can give your lock a name and pick a room to assign it to. Of course, you can change this later on as well. And then we're going to connect it to a hub. So this could be the new Hub Mini with Matter support or the Hub 2. This will give you out-of-home access and Matter support. Next, we come on to calibrating it. And calibrating it basically involves using that thumb turn on the lock and following the instructions on the screen. This includes it asking you if you've got a night latch lock or a one-piece lock. And a night latch lock is one that requires an extra key turn from the outside to get in, even if your door is unlocked. And this whole process involves you doing some manual turning and then getting the Switchbot app to test it. All in all, this is a pretty simple process, and once it's set up, you'll see your lock on your screen and you can easily tap that lock in order to easily unlock or lock it. Of course, you can then set up some extra settings, including if it's been left open notifications, and also auto lock-in, and tie it into some routines and scenes as well. So I hope you guys have found this video helpful. If you have, give it a like. Subscribe to my channel if you want to be first to see that review video when it does come up in a couple of weeks. And then I've also put links below where you can purchase the lock, the Hub Mini with Matter support, and that keypad as well. Now with the Switchbot link below, there's also a voucher code you can use to save some money, and there's also some Amazon links as well. And all of those links will go to the country that you are in. I will see you guys again soon.